My name is Chester Donath. I work full-time and I'm trying to be more sustainable, more self-sufficient, trying to grow my own food, raise my own meat, hunt my own meat. So I'm an Army veteran and I've had 3 deployments. And so like on these deployments, I would read, in our downtime when we had it, we would read like magazines, popular magazines, like normal magazines, GQ, fitness magazines or whatever, stuff like that. And I always be reading like Backwoods Homes magazine, Modern Pioneer, stuff like that. And so, a lot of times the other guys would want to trade out, because you only have so much reading material. And, they would look at mine and be like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with this? So, I've just been that weird guy, and just always been drawn to, a fascination with how the normal course of action is for, hiring everybody else to do some of the most important stuff that you can imagine, like, somebody else growing your own meat, or somebody else butchering your meat and putting it into a grocery store for you to eat, someone else growing your own vegetables, your own fruit. And I was always fascinated with all these different things, how to do them, and growing your own food and just like taking care of yourself, your own energy. Finally, I've got to this point, 10 years after the service. I finished school. I finally got on my feet as far as a stable job. And, you see a lot of these other YouTube channels, they do crazy stuff. They quit their job, and then they just run off out in the middle of the woods and become homesteaders. So, for me, that's not a reality. I have 6 kids in my household, and I love every one of them, and I'm not about to go yank them out of the school system and everything else, but I think that it's not necessary, really, to do that, to be a homesteader, a modern homesteader, if you will. You can still do these things. You can still be more self-sufficient. You can learn all these things. You can grow your own food. Sure, I'd love to live off-grid in the middle of Alaska, but for me, that's not a real, I could make it happen, sure, but that's kind of abandoning my kids and their lives, and it's not really fair to them. I've come to the conclusion that, if I keep waiting for that dream to happen, for the kids to grow up or whatever, then they're going to miss out on all the things that I love and me being able to teach them all the things that I love. So I'm doing it now, and I'm gardening now, and I'm trying to make enough food and grow enough food for us, and I'm learning how to can, and I'm learning how to do all these things now, so that my kids can grow up around it and they can see how it is. And that's really important to me as well, to try to hand that down. I grew up on a farm, and we didn't necessarily do like row crops and things like that, but it was just a lot of, fixing things breaking down. I watched in amazement. My dad would make things work with pure ingenuity and just using what he had. A lot of times, we lived 30 minutes away from like a Walmart or whatever. It just wasn't something we did. We didn't just go jumping and drive to Walmart every time we needed something. And so just this self-sufficiency and being able to take care of yourself has been something that's been instilled in me, and I've been fascinated with for, as long as I can remember, my entire life, I guess. So I've just been not wanting to be like in the grain of everyone else, like in that same, you go, you get a job, and you go to work, and you come home, and you watch TV, and you go to bed, and, in a way I've made things more difficult for myself. It's easier to go to the grocery store and buy food off the shelf. I make plenty of money that I can do that, but it's just not the same. And so here I am, growing my own food and trying to find solutions to these problems that I have. So hopefully, if you stumble upon this channel, you can, you're either gonna watch me fail or you're gonna watch me succeed. You won't see me quit, I guess. I just don't have much quit in me. Really, never have been much of a quitter. Pretty determined, pretty hard-headed. really. So, you know, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what the future might hold.